Ito ang balitang dapat malaman ng taong bayan na tila pilit tinatago at pilit ayaw umanong ipalabas ng mga bayarang media sa publiko. Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano may malaking pasabog sa palasyo at kay Senador Ping Lacson. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, kung bago ka pa lang sa aking channel ay huwag mo nang kalimutang mag-like, comment at mag-subscribe para lagi kang updated sa mga susunod nating video. Nakikipagsabuatan si Senator Lacson sa administrasyon para iporma laban kay Jinggoy, Chis, Joel, etc. Ayon kay SP Cayetano, naglatag ng seryosong alegasyon itong si Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano laban kay Senador Panfilo Ping Lacson sa gitna na nagpapatuloy na sigalot sa Senado kaugnay ng kontrobersyal na pagpapalit ng liderato noong June 3. Sa kaniyang Facebook Live, ibinahagi ni Cayetano ang umano'y mga impormasyong nakarating sa kaniya noong Pebrero 2026 habang may mga usapan umano noon tungkol sa posibleng pagbabago sa liderato ng Senado kabilang ang di umano'y pagtatangka nilang dalawa ni Senator Loren Legarda na palitan noon ang liderato sa pagpapatuloy ng kaniyang salaysay. Ikinuwento ni Cayetano ang umano'y mga pangyayaring nasaksihan niya mismo kaugnay ng ilang personalidad na may kinakaharap na mga kaso. Doon ko nalaman na negosyable pala yung mga kaso nila dahil tinawagan na yung mga may kaso. Huwag nyo lang iboto si Loren, hindi na kayo makakasuhan. Matapos ang mga pahayag ni Cayetano, agad namang itinanggi ni Senador Ping Lacson ang mga aligasyong ibinabato laban sa kaniya. At para sa buong detalye pa ng balita, narito't panoorin natin ang full video.
Saka ko na ilalabas yung mga ebidensya, but basically ang sinasabi, nakipagsabwatan si Senator Lacson sa administrasyon para iporma laban kay Jinggoy, kay Chis, kay Joel, etc. Senator Coco and Senator Tito said independent Senate, kailangan na walang impluwensya ang Malacanang, etc., etc. So the rest is history, but that's my first point, no? Tinanggihan ko yon on the matter of principle, hindi ko nakuha. Fast forward 2025, nung nanalo na po sila Senator Lacson, Senator Tito, Senator Bam, Senator Kiko, etc. Kinontak ako ng isang malapit sa Pangulo, etc. At sinabi kung hindi matatanggal si Chis, ako na lang. No, walang basbas ng Malacanang to, pero ang kausap sila Senator Tito, etc. And it happened a second time nung pinag-uusapan namin yung tungkol sa Commission on Appointments. Sinabi sa akin ni Senator Loren yun, na alam mo naman kung anong offer. Sabi ko, guys, para kung kapatid na si Chis, marami na rin kaming beses na magkalaban, but we promise each other to pray together, consult each other, move forward each other. So, naintindihan ko karamdaman nyo, pero hindi ko pwedeng kunin sa kanya. I can't do that, no? So, tinanggihan ko ulit. Okay. February 2026, yung ibang mga kasamahan ko, sinabi na, ginamit na yung Blue Ribbon, may mga pinagtakpan sa majority nila, no? May mga pinakita sa akin whether ito yung basta saka ko na ilalabas yung mga ebidensya, but basically ang sinasabi, nakipagsabwatan si Senator Lacson sa administrasyon para iporma laban kay Jinggoy, kay Chis, kay Joel, etc. Regardless kung may zero truth, partial truth, or whatever. And then may mga pinagtakpan, no? From masterminds lower. And then iba-ibang grupo 'yon, ha. Wala pa atang 18 noon yung Marines. So ang inudyukan namin noon ay si Senator Loren. So again, wala naman nagsabing dapat ako, binigay ko sa kanya. Nag-usap kami, sabi niya, Alan, sana tayong dalawa, no? But kaming dalawa, meaning mag-sharing din kami. So when we were going to execute, dahil may 14 na kami, biglang may mga tumawag at doon po nag-umpisa. Doon ko nalaman na negotiable pala yung mga kaso nila. Kasi tinawagan na yung mga may kaso, huwag nyo lang iboto si Loren, bawiin nyo, hindi na kayo kakasuhan. At yung isa doon, na witness ko mismo dahil sa harap ko tinawagan yung isang high official at narinig ko yung pinag-usapan. So, we stopped there kasi nga may isa naman, wala naman siyang kaso, yung kunikwento ko sa inyo. Pero nagulat ako, takot na takot, no? And isang dahilan takot, minsan medyo napitik din siya na baka banggitin ang pangalan niya, although he swears wala naman siya. At doon ko nga nakita na grabe ang leeway ni Senator Lacson na kasi may sinabi si Senator Lacson doon na parang, hindi, kausapin natin yung mga namamahala kasi yung witness na yan ay hindi credible. Pero pagdating kay Joel Villanueva, pagdating kay Jinggoy, pagdating kay Cheese, credible naman yung, well, wala si Cheese ata sa witness na yon, no? Pero dun sa dalawa, or at least kay Senator Joel yung witness na, yung particular witness na yon. So what happened is sometime March, I went to see two people. No, one is someone not in government, very close to the president, and the other one is very, very high official. Basically, ang sinabi ko, sumunod yung mga kasama ko, hindi naman inelect si Senator Loren, kami tatlo lang ang gusto namin. One, tutukan yung ekonomiya ng ating bansa kasi kahit na hindi inaamin ng Malacanang, no? Not exactly in these words, no? But basically, it took some time for Malacanang to admit that there's a crisis. And they didn't create the crisis. The crisis came from the US, Iran, and Israel conflict. No? But it took in denial for the first 2 weeks ang Malacanang. Samantalang every other government in ASEAN, around the world, in Asia, were already pinoporma na nila yung mga contingency plans. Diba? That's why nga, nag-file ako. Pero sinabi nila Senator Tito, SP, wag lagyan ng ilang days yung contingency plan ng Malacanang, and then afterwards yung Protect Committee. Ako at mga staff ko nag-draft noon para nga may pressure sa Malacanang na to deal with the economic. Okay. Pangalawa, sinasabi na importante yung impeachment, and sabi na hindi namin papangako boto namin kasi nga we have to do it sa ebidensya. So panay ang tanong sa amin, so you will allow na lumabas yung ebidensya? Sabi, of course, that's part of our job. Hindi namin job ay i-convict o kaya i-acquit na mag-a-act kami as prosecutors or as defense lawyers. Ang trabaho namin mag-judge, no? And then, syempre may magtatanong sa Blue Ribbon. Sabi namin, wala kaming specific target except yung katotohanan. Meaning, there has to be a way that the Blue Ribbon will not be used as a tool laban lang sa kalaban ng mga administrasyon, then mapagtakpan yung totoo. Of course, at that time, hindi ko pa alam yung main allegations regarding certain Malacanang personalities, and going all the way to the top, of course, marami ng yung Cabral files, yung by March ba, I think nandun na yung Marines, and then also yung Bersamin files. Basta't marami yan, no? So, basically, ang message ko was, malabo namang makabuo kami, pero it's always possible. So, ang pinapaabot lang namin sa Malacanang ay hindi na po feasible yung Tito Soto, Risa Hontiveros, Kiko Pangilinan, Lacson Group of 4, Gang of 4 na pagpapatakbo ng Senado because it wasn't productive anymore. Panay 2028 lang ang issue, tapos maraming pinagtatakpan, tapos hindi nakatutok sa pangangailangan ng tao. They didn't listen to me. So on May 11, we got the majority. Okay? Hindi namin alam na si Senator Soto mismo, si SP, nagpapasok ng mga NBI at mahigit na 20 ahente nakakalat na sa buong Senate. That's never happened before. They've always coordinated, stayed in one place, and then talked kung paano. Parang kay Senator Jinggoy, napakaayos. Actually, it would have been better kung pinayagan nila ako i-escort sa labas. But nakita nyo maayos. So yung May 11, in hindsight makikita nyo na po mga kababayan na May 11, set up nila yon. May 13, sila naglagay ng full battle gear na mga NBI at mapapatunayan namin, Senate premises po yun. So, ang point ko po, sila yung nanggulo, yung 11, kakampi ang Malacanang, kakampi po ang NBI, tapos pinapalabas, ako at kami ang magulo. Clear na yon, hindsight even yung walkout, nung sila nag-walkout, 12, wala daw quorum. Nung nagka-12 sila, meron na biglang quorum. Nung sinabi nila, gusto lang nila magtrabaho, di ba? Nakita nyo naman po, hindi man lang nagbigay ng mga pangalan sila doon sa mga committee. So, paano nila sasabihin gusto nila magtrabaho? Tapos nakita nyo, nung sinabi nila si Senator Wing ay acting Senate President, unang issuance, work from home. Nung pumasok pa rin ang mga taga-Senado, ang sinabi, alas 10, umuwi na kayo. Hindi ba katawa-tawa yun? Di ba yung sasabihin sa'yo, work, let's get back to work. Tapos yung unang i-issue is to work from home, then the next day, umuwi na kayo. 10 o'clock pa lang pinapauwi na. Kaya nga sabi ko, mag-ingat si Senator Win Kasi maganda naman future niya. Huwag kang magpagamit sa Malacanang at dun sa mga kasamahan mo kahit binibigyan ka ng high position. I'll give you the advice that someone I really respect gave me, which is receive, don't grab. I didn't grab the Senate presidency in 2016. I didn't grab it in 2025. I didn't grab it in February 2022. But to God's grace, napunta sa akin. By the way, no, kung nakuha ko yon earlier, kasi di ba nagsama-sama Senator Coco, Senator Tito, Senator Frank Drilon, Senator Mig Subiri. Alam nyo kasi sinasabi nila masarap maging Senate President. Yun yung reading between the line ha. Kasi usually tens of billions ang pwede mo ipasok sa budget. Usually yan, malaking mga discretionary funds ang pwede mo i-withdraw. Then of course, number 3 ka. So sa lahat ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno, basically you're a VIP there. Ang daming perks po ang pagiging Senate President, no? So when the 4 of them says na, Alan, bumitiw ka na lang, huwag kang kumapit sa posisyon, no? First and foremost, nagulat ako na these personalities, especially Senator Drilon and Senator Coco, were staunch anti-Marcos personalities, suddenly Marcos na rin, no? I'll go to that later, but what's my point? Sila na-enjoy nila lahat yan. Ako, the day na tinanggap ko at sinabi ko sa mga kasamahan ko, I'm up to the challenge. Kasi nung sinabi sa akin ni Senator Loren, ikaw na, Alan, kumilos na tayo. Nagtanong muna ako I went to Senator Cheese and said na, ako ba dapat talaga pa? But the day na tinanggap ko, I knew, I will not be an ordinary SP. This isn't the usual, di ba, na first among equals ka, na malaki pondo mo. I knew, laban to ng katotohanan. And I was told already na linggo-linggo, sisubukan kang alisin, laging araw-araw. And I knew na grabe ang gagawin nila, pero hindi ko na-imagine talaga na I knew they were gonna throw at me the kitchen sink. But I didn't know that pati yung kitchen itatapon nila. We knew na bubuhayin yung kaso laban sa iba sa amin, pero hindi namin alam na ganun talaga yung pressure na gagamitin, no? But the reason I bring that up, I wanted to emphasize, hindi kami nagkulang sa trying to build bridges. So finally, nung naka-first base kami, kausap namin ilan high officials and then hanggang umabot sa Malacanang, we communicated that you can trust us in me in particular and the group kasi nakausap ko na yung grupo. Gagawin namin maayos ang impeachment. Hindi namin papangako boto namin, but we will commit na we will listen to the evidence, we will view, we will hold it together with the legislative. Nag-commit din kami dun sa economic. Sabi namin, pagdating sa Blue Ribbon, aayusin natin yung mga hearings na hindi maapektuhan yung ating mga negosyante. But sabi ko, kailangan lumabas yung totoo. Okay? So, hindi po kami nagkulang. So, yung 11 sa pagkokondin sa Malacanang na kalaban yan. So, the problem is they kept on inching towards doing illegal and immoral things until we got to the situation we are in here today. So yun po yung basic context of how we got here today. But more important than the state of the Senate is the state of the nation. So let me go to that.
1-1 tapos i-connect ka na. And then kung makikita mo, although they're always doing a good job, it's all ad hoc at saka yung iba-ibang ahensya like say DSWD, they do a good job but they have a full-time job sa mga indigents at saka marginalized sa society. And the other thing is napakagaling na natin sa relief, no, as long as we have the access to the area, no. Pero mahina tayo sa rehabilitation. So ang nangyayari as soon as for example napakalaking sunog dito sa Manila but nangyari ito sa Mindanao, so attention natin ay nasa Mindanao, which is right and good, but dapat may mag-take over ng grupo para yung rehabilitation dun sa mga nasunugan. So let's admit to ourselves that we will have what's the right number? 12 to 15 storms a year. We have volcanoes that are active. Then earthquakes or linugs are organic, if I can use that word, to our area in the world, no? So we really have to do better in not only the response and relief, but in the rehabilitation. I'd like to let you know where we are today. So all sides were saying na sana hindi maipit yung Senado. So early this morning or late last night, I sent a letter to our legitimate Secretary of the Senate. Legitimate because if you follow the rules, hindi siya pwedeng tanggalin kung walang 13 at hindi pwedeng palitan kung wala rin 13. So I'll make that clear ha. Senate President Pro Temp, Senate President, Secretary of the Senate, o SAA, kailangan yan 13 ang botong ilagay, 13 ang boto pag tinanggal. Hindi nila sinunod yan. So meaning, hindi legitimate si Attorney Bantug, no? So having said that, ayaw namin maipit yung mga empleyado. So I sent him a letter to talk with Attorney Bantug and nag-offer kami kung gusto ni Senator Win, pareho na lang kami pipirma kahit walang designation. So I think the letter was delivered mga 8 a.m., a little bit past 8. Ang sagot nila noong 12 o'clock is that hindi na siya secretary at mag-turnover na lang. So I really want to avoid sa dami ng problema ng ating bansa that we have to write land bank, maipit yung sweldo ng mga empleyado and everything. And I'll never bend the law, nor will I bend the Constitution, but I will bend backward for our employees para hindi sila maipit sa gulo for as long as it doesn't bend the law. Diba? So kung internal rules or regulation that is not attached to law or it is not morally wrong, that's why I thought of my staff thought of the idea na pag pareho nakapirma para eventually pag nagkaroon ng decision, walang legal infirmity. And it will also prevent yung magfilean yung dalawang kampo ng usurpation. Diba? Kasi of course, as far as I'm concerned, nag-usurp ng authority si Senator Win because he's not really the acting president, pababa. Pero maraming ang problema ng ating bansa, why don't we focus on that? So, apparently, because ayaw nila pumayag, dalawa senado natin ngayon. You have the Senate of the Philippines and you have the Senate of Malacanang. No? So, yung Senate of Malacanang had the hearing kanina and you have two Blue Ribbons Committee. Yung isa ay Committee de Absuelto na ang kanyang main work is paano i-absuelto yung mga high officials ng ating bansa at yung isa naman na seeking the truth. So am I saying lahat ng sabihin ng 18 ex-Marines ay completely true? No. What I'm saying is nga, give them a chance. I heard they have other evidence, including videos. I heard that if they come out and there's full support na nararamdaman, may iba pang mga witnesses na may mga dokumento, may mga ebidensya na lalabas din. So as a nation, we have to decide whether the Senate will be under the thumb of Malacanang. And now that it is very clear to us that the biggest ever corruption scandal is the flood control scandal, if it's acceptable to us that we witnessed this morning the biggest cover-up committee hearing of our generation. Diba? So ganun lang kasimple yon. So in the same manner na nag-propose kami na parehong pipirma, I have not talked to Senator Marcoleta, so hindi ko alam kung papayag siyang dalawa silang chairman or whatever, but we have to find a solution that yung mga witnesses ay makakapunta ng malaya na protektado ng batas at independent yung Senate. Having said that, mahaba panahon, as I said kanina, let's focus on Mindanao and on the relief and rehabilitation, especially kung may mga lives that are at stake now because dun sa mga buildings, I don't think all of us fully know the extent. So far, nakikita lang natin yung mga videos, no? So hanggang dun lang muna, we will continue with our meetings. We will focus muna on Mindanao. I am not sure when the next hearing ng Blue Ribbon led by the subcommittee by Senator Marcoleta is. I'm expecting to know soon, but definitely knowing what's happening in Mindanao will have an impact on our decision kasi priority yan.
Sir, good afternoon po. Dalawa lang sir, yung comment nyo sa resign call sa inyo, and sabi po ng Malacanang kanina, open si BBM na magpatawag ng special session ng Congress, lalo na po, nabanggit nyo na rin yung nangyari sa Mindanao kanina, and paano po yun kung magkakaroon ng special
Unahin ko yung
Congress?
special session, okay?
Yes po.
So, I had two communications with them sa Malacanang. And both cases, sinabi nila sa akin, hindi pa handa yung mga bills na gusto nilang ipapasa para dun sa uplift. So, biglang nung nagpalit ang majority, biglang kailangan ng special session dahil may bills na. Actually, kung may official silang bills, dapat na i-file na yon. para na-refer na sa committee, di ba? So sabi nila, inaayos pa nila. But having said that, kung bigla nilang naayos from the time I had discussions with them, may LEDAC, pinospone nila the day before, tinawagan ako ng secretary na head, and then sabi niya, sir, pwede ba ituloy bukas? Sabi ko, kayo nag-postpone, ready ako. Tapos hindi rin naman nila tinuloy. Yung sinasabing magtrabaho tayo, nagtatrabaho kami, ready kami magtrabaho. Sila nag-walk out, kaya nagkaroon din kami ng parliamentary tool na ginamit. Sinasabi ni Senator Lacson paulit-ulit, and I feel bad for the generals, and I apologize in behalf of the whole Senate, both the majority and minority. But nakita nyo naman, after nila kinonvene illegally ang session, ano bang ginawa nila? Nag-adjourn sila sine die. Ang calendar natin pwede pa hanggang Friday. Hindi naman nila tinuloy yung session ng Thursday, Friday. Sasabi nila mga gusto nilang ipase. So ang problema natin sa kabila ay double standard. Iba ang sinasabi, iba ang ginagawa. So doon naman sa nananawagan na mag-resign, as I said, pag-usapan na lang natin in a few days after yung focus tayo sa Mindanao, but especially yung mga former presidents, yung mga nagkampi-kampi ng mga Marcos na rin, papasalamat ako sa inyo sa call nyo na mag-resign ako bilang Senate President, kasi ibig sabihin, nire-recognize nyo pa rin ako as Senate President. Kasi kung hindi nyo na ako nire-recognize as Senate President, ba't kayo nananawagan na mag-resign ako as Senate President? Di ba? No, any special session that will redound to the good of the Filipino people is welcome. The special session is in the Constitution. Yung ginawa namin nung bago matapos yung bago magsinedie is precisely because aagawin nila yung committees at kailangan matuloy yung hearing tungkol sa Blue Ribbon. Having said that, Mindanao is now. Diba? They need the attention now. So if there's needed legislation, good. We will meet right away. If not, then tulong-tulong tayo. But aside from that, let's remember that the committees can continue to work. Nung pinauwi ni Senator Win, nung Thursday, yung mga empleyado, may Senate hearing pa si Senator Pia. So hindi totoo na hindi nagtatrabaho. Wala tayong dapat conflict kung may kailangan yung ating bansa. Whether it's legislation, whether it's a meeting na LEDAC, dapat tanggalin ng politika pagdating na ng I say politika, but it's an issue of graft and corruption. But what I meant is that it's a political issue vis-a-vis a more urgent. They're both important, but what's more urgent? You can postpone a hearing. You cannot postpone a rescue mission. You cannot postpone yung paghatid ng mga relief, di ba? And then, yun nga, hindi natin nararamdaman pa ng husto, pero the economic crisis is here. And every month until the end of the year, it will get much worse before it gets better. Because nga, tuloy-tuloy ang problema sa Middle East, di ba? So, maraming tinatamaan dyan. Supply chain, presyo ng dollar sa peso, presyo ng diesel at ng gasolina, kakulangan ng fertilizer, taas ng presyo ng fertilizer, desisyon ng Vietnam at saka ng desisyon muna ng India kung bibigyan tayo ng magbebenta ng fertilizer, desisyon ng India at saka ng Vietnam kung magbebenta ng bigas o hindi, desisyon ng Indonesia whether mag-export sila ng coal o hindi. All of these are kumbaga sa relo are moving parts na walang makakahula o makakapredict. So in that sense, kailangang magtulong-tulong talaga yung ating bansa. Kaya naman nandun pa rin on the plate yung graft and corruption kasi kahit anong plano natin sa economic crisis, kung ninanakaw pa rin yung pera, then mahirapan pa rin tayo lahat.
Sir,
Yes.
sino po ang tatayong presiding officer sa impeachment trial? At may update po ba kayo sa...
As soon as they have 13, walang problema sila na. Okay, so I have to assert because may pinaglalaban tayo. Pinaglalaban ko hindi yung si Alan Cayetano ang Senate President. Ang pinaglalaban natin, ang Senado hindi pwedeng rubber stamp ng Malacanang. Hindi pwede na hindi independent yung Senate. Hindi pwedeng may hearing ka katulad kanina, yung bibig na bumubukas ay senador pero yung lumalabas na salita galing sa Malacanang.
Ano pong rules sa pagpili ng presiding officer sa impeachment trials?
They illegally amended the rules. They illegally had a session, 'di ba? So in due time, there'll have to be something that will decide, di ba? But in the same manner na ina-assert ni Senator Win na he's the acting Senate President, kahit na walang legal basis whatsoever, I have to assert, not for myself, but for the truth and for the Constitution. But it's still 1 month eh. 'Di ba? At hindi kami nakikipag-agawan sa silya doon. So for example, yung Senate Secretary, dapat siya yung ngayon nag-aayos para diyan sa pre-trial. But nagte-take over sila Attorney Bantog. So we're doing it very patiently because nga we don't want the whole Senate to be affected, no?
Paano po yun? Kanina si House Secretary General Sheloy Garafil, nagpasa siya ng manifestation ng House Prosecution Team kay Secretary
Yes.
Bantog, pero hindi niyo po siya kinikilalang SecGen.
Yes.
Pero ang House Prosecution Team, si SecGen Bantog daw yung kinikilala.
That's going to be a problem for at least a few days, maybe a few weeks, because we don't expect naman the Supreme Court to rule right away. But what's the best proof that Malacanang's hand is in this? First, yung pananakot nila sa mga miyembro namin na lumipat, yung offer na wala ng kaso pag lumipat. Second, as soon as nila ginawa, naglabas sila na ang House at ang Malacanang ay dun pumapabor. Di ba? Pwede naman mag-neutral ang Malacanang eh. Pwede naman sabihin ng Malacanang, settle it among yourself. Ganon din sa House prosecution. Hindi naman nila gusto ng fair na impeachment. Gusto nila yung may pinipili na silang grupo. That's why sabi ko sa inyo, if I'm wrong, they blame me. Kung tama ako, na from 24 gagawin 22, eventually 18 ang senador, tapos sasabihin nila 12 convicted na. Will that be a fair impeachment process? What will happen to the country if that happens? Then ang kasunod naman is CONAS. No? So, give me a few days, pag-usapan natin yan, but let's focus lang dun sa nangyayari. No? But just to answer your question, it will be up in the air. That will be a legal question, and we are in the right side.
Kaya naman anong masasabi mo sa balitang ito? Kung mayroon kang hinaing at komento ay mag-comment ka lamang sa ibaba ng videong ito. Maraming salamat.